Hi, I'm Freya. At 65, I've learned to trust my gut, especially when it comes to my boys. My oldest son Marcus and I have always been close. Weekly calls, holiday visits, and those little random texts that keep us connected despite the 1,000 miles between Minnesota and Florida. Mom, Valerie found this amazing beachfront property. We're moving to Tampa next month. That was 3 years ago. I remember forcing a smile through the video call, but something about Valerie never sat right with me. The way her eyes calculated everything, how she'd interrupt Marcus when he talked about his work. Call it mother's intuition or whatever, but I knew she didn't love him the way he deserved. Freya, you worry too much. Marcus is a grown man, my friend Dorothy told me over coffee last month when I expressed my concerns. But when Marcus started sounding weaker on our calls, alarm bells rang louder. First, it was just feeling a little under the weather. Then he missed our weekly calls, something he never did. Valerie started answering his phone. He's just resting, Freya. Doctor says it's some virus. Nothing to worry about. 2 weeks of vague updates, and I was done waiting. The final straw came when I called and heard Marcus in the background. Water, please. Just a minute, honey, Valerie had said, not realizing I could hear. Your mom's on the phone. But she never gave him the phone, said he'd fallen back asleep. That night, I booked a flight to Tampa without telling either of them. I took a cab from the airport, used the spare key Marcus had mailed me just in case, and let myself in quietly. The house was immaculate. Too perfect, actually. No signs of caring for a sick person. No medicine bottles, no tissues, nothing. I found Marcus in the master bedroom, curled up in sweat-soaked sheets. He'd lost at least 30 pounds since Christmas. His eyes were sunken, skin jaundiced. Mom? His voice was barely a whisper. How did you... Before I could answer, I heard Valerie talking in the home office across the hall. I squeezed Marcus's hand and moved to listen. $350,000 for the life insurance policy, plus the retirement accounts. Another $280 there. Valerie was talking to someone on the phone. No, I don't think we need to wait much longer. The doctor suspects something, asking too many questions. We might need to speed things up. My blood turned to ice. I returned to Marcus, who'd fallen back asleep, his breathing shallow and labored. Hang on, baby, I whispered, already pulling out my phone. Mom's here now, and that witch isn't going to hurt you anymore. No mother should ever have to see her child like this, and no woman who harms my son will get away with it. Not while I'm still breathing. I slipped back into the hallway when I heard Valerie's heels clicking on the hardwood floors. Quickly, I pretended to be coming through the front door, dropping my luggage with a deliberate thud. Hello? Marcus? Valerie? Her face appeared around the corner, surprise morphing instantly into a practiced smile. Freya, what a wonderful surprise. She hugged me with all the warmth of a crocodile. You should have called. I would have picked you up from the airport. I wanted to surprise you both. Where's Marcus? Poor thing's been so sick. Some nasty virus that won't let go. She lowered her voice to a concerned whisper. He's sleeping now. Better not disturb him. I came all this way. I'm sure he'd want to see me. I pushed past her toward the bedroom. Marcus stirred when I entered, his eyes widening. Mom, you're really here? Marcus, honey, you look terrible. What's going on? Valerie materialized beside me, hand on my shoulder. Just what I've been telling you, Freya. The doctors say it's a persistent virus. Which doctors? What's the diagnosis? Her hesitation told me everything. Dr. Williams, he's been very thorough. I'm calling an ambulance. That's unnecessary. He just needs rest. Marcus reached for my hand. Please, Mom. Hospital. That was enough for me. I dialed 911 while Valerie paced the room. This is ridiculous. They'll just send him home like last time. When the EMTs arrived, Valerie tried to block their path. I'm his wife. He's been seen by specialists already. Ma'am, his vital signs are concerning. We need to transport him. At Tampa General, I requested a different doctor than the mysterious Dr. Williams. Dr. Reynolds, a no-nonsense woman in her 50s, ordered immediate blood work. Mrs. Anderson, I'll be direct. Your son shows signs consistent with heavy metal poisoning, not a virus. We're running toxicology screens now. Valerie exploded. That's absurd. I've been caring for him around the clock. Is that so? I pulled out my phone. Then why did his home health nurse tell me you canceled his visits 3 weeks ago? Her face went white. I'd been bluffing. There was no nurse. But her reaction confirmed my suspicions. I called my younger son Noah while Valerie stepped out to get coffee. Noah, it's worse than I thought. I need you in Tampa now. Already at the airport, Mom. Got your text. Flight lands at 3. With Marcus stabilized and sleeping, Noah and I spent the evening digging. The hospital's financial office confirmed Marcus's insurance listed Valerie as sole beneficiary. Policy increased 6 months ago. Look at this, Mom. Noah showed me Marcus's bank statements he'd accessed with his emergency password. Monthly withdrawals of $5,000, transferred to an account in the Caymans. When Noah stepped out, a nurse named Tara approached me. Mrs. Anderson? I overheard. I was your son's home nurse until his wife said my services weren't needed. He was improving on his medication until she took over administering it herself. Did you report this? I tried. She's friends with his primary physician, Dr. Williams. My concerns were dismissed. Back in Marcus's room, Dr. Reynolds confirmed our fears. Arsenic in his system, not immediately lethal doses, but consistent long-term exposure. We've alerted police. Noah squeezed my hand. We need more proof. She's too clever. Then we'll get it. Every predator gets careless eventually. And when she does, we'll be ready. After 3 days of proper treatment, Marcus was already showing signs of improvement. The hospital's security team had been instructed to keep Valerie's visit supervised after we shared our suspicions with Detective Simmons. The toxicology reports confirm arsenic poisoning, Detective Simmons explained, flipping through his notepad in Marcus's hospital room. But proving who administered it is the challenge. She did it. Marcus's voice was stronger now. I remember her insisting on making all my meals, giving me these special vitamin drinks that always tasted bitter. Why didn't you say something earlier, honey? I brushed hair from his forehead. She convinced me I was being paranoid. Said it was the illness affecting my mind. Noah paced by the window. Classic gaslighting. Mom, we need to get into their house while she's here visiting Marcus. Already got a warrant. Detective Simmons held up a document. Based on the medical evidence and financial records, Judge signed off this morning. While Noah went with the police to search the house and install hidden cameras, I stayed with Marcus. When Valerie arrived for her daily visit, I confronted her in the hallway. How could you do this to him? He loved you. Do what? Take care of my sick husband while you were 1,000 miles away? Some mother you are, showing up now when he's at his worst? Cut the act. The doctors found arsenic in his system. Her expression never faltered. That's ridiculous. He probably got it from the seafood we eat. Florida waters aren't exactly pristine. The bank transfers? The life insurance policy? Our financial planning is none of your business, Freya. Unlike you, I'm preparing for our future. When she tried to enter Marcus's room, a security guard stepped forward. I'm sorry, ma'am. Hospital administration has restricted visits to immediate family only. I am immediate family. I'm his wife. Not for much longer, I muttered. Noah called that afternoon with updates. Mom, you won't believe what we found. Her laptop has search histories for untraceable poisons and arsenic detection time in blood. Detective Simmons is sending everything to forensics. There's more, Detective Simmons's voice joined in. Your daughter-in-law isn't Valerie Anderson. Her real name is Victoria Prentice. She has aliases in 3 states, all with similar patterns. Marriage to wealthy men who mysteriously fell ill. 2 survived, 1 didn't. Dr. Reynolds helped us craft the perfect trap. The next day, she called Valerie with news. Mrs. Anderson, we're discharging Marcus tomorrow morning. His condition has stabilized enough for home recovery. Already? I mean, that's wonderful news. I'll prepare everything at home. She took the bait, Dr. Reynolds confirmed after hanging up. She didn't even question why we're releasing a poisoning victim back into the same environment. Detective Simmons coordinated with the technical team. All cameras are functional. Kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, anywhere she might prepare food or medication. That evening, Noah and I watched the live feed from the hospital room. Valerie was busy in the kitchen, preparing what looked like a smoothie, opening a small vial into the blender. "Got you, bitch," Noah whispered. "Language," I scolded automatically, then squeezed his hand. "But yes, we absolutely do." The morning of Marcus's fake discharge, Detective Simmons and his team positioned themselves outside the house while Noah and I waited in an unmarked car down the street. We'd just watched Valerie prepare a welcome home breakfast, complete with another dose of poison in the orange juice. "All units in position," crackled Detective Simmons's voice through the radio. "Subject is placing contaminated food on a tray. Moving in on my mark." Within minutes, police swarmed the house. Through the car window, I watched them lead Valerie out in handcuffs, still wearing her apron, screaming about her rights. "This is ridiculous! I was just making breakfast for my husband." Detective Simmons held up a sealed evidence bag containing the orange juice. "We'll let the lab determine exactly what special ingredient you added, Mrs. Prentice. Or should I say, Miss Prentice?" At the mention of her real name, Valerie's face crumpled. 2 weeks later, Marcus was strong enough to attend Valerie's preliminary hearing. The prosecutor laid out a damning timeline of Valerie's activities. "Your Honor, the defendant's criminal history spans 3 states under different aliases. In 2018, as Veronica Palmer, she married Harold Jenkins in Arizona. 6 months later, he died of unknown causes. In 2020, as Vanessa Price, she married Thomas Mitchell in Georgia, who survived suspected poisoning when his daughter intervened. And now, as Valerie Anderson, we have irrefutable evidence of her attempting the same method with Marcus Anderson." Marcus gripped my hand so tight I lost feeling in my fingers. "She was planning this the whole time?" "I'm so sorry, honey." During a recess, Valerie approached our bench, tears streaming. 2 guards flanked her sides. "Marcus, please. You have to believe me. I do love you. This is all a terrible misunderstanding." Marcus stood, steadier than I'd seen him in months. 3 times isn't a misunderstanding, Victoria. It's a pattern. I can explain everything. The money was for our future. I was researching poisons because I was worried about seafood contamination. Save it for your trial." Marcus turned away. "Freya!" Valerie called desperately. "You're a mother. You understand making mistakes. Please help him forgive." "Forgive you for slowly killing my son while counting his life insurance money? There's no forgiveness for that." 6 months later, we sat in the courtroom as the judge delivered his sentence. Victoria Prentice, on the charges of attempted first-degree murder, fraud, identity theft, and financial exploitation, this court sentences you to 25 years in state prison without possibility of parole for 15 years. As they led her away, she looked back once. No tears now, just cold hatred. I stared right back. She'd messed with the wrong family. Back in Minnesota, Marcus moved into the apartment above my garage while he recovered. Noah visited every weekend, and gradually, we rebuilt our lives. One evening, sitting on the porch with coffee, Marcus asked, "How did you know, Mom, when everyone else believed her?" "A mother knows when something's threatening her child. Always has. Always will." Marcus was dating again by Christmas. A sweet kindergarten teacher named Amber who brought homemade cookies to our family dinner. When she offered to make Marcus a plate, I instinctively stepped forward. "I've got it, dear. Old habits." Marcus caught my eye and smiled. "Mom, it's okay. I'm not drinking anything I haven't seen poured ever again, but I think we can trust Amber." "Trust, but verify," I winked, making everyone laugh. Some scars never fully heal, but they remind us of battles won. My son was alive, the predator was caged, and our family was stronger than ever. What would you do if you were in Freya's position? Would you have completely rejected Valerie's apologies like Freya did? Or do you believe some crimes are so terrible they're truly unforgivable? Have you ever had to cut someone toxic out of your life completely? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences might help others going through similar situations. If you enjoyed this story of justice served, hit that like button so more people can discover it. And don't forget to subscribe for more compelling revenge stories that show what happens when the wrong people are crossed. New stories every day.